Okay, and we're back. So we're back with another um, trade breakdown. Um, so 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 yesterday, cause I'm recording late, so it's already after midnight. So the trading day was yesterday, um, but I'm just gonna say today, so I don't confuse myself. Um, so we started off the trading day a little rough. Let's see. See the setup. The setup kind of presented itself, right? Um, well, it didn't kind of. It did. So if we look, and I'm jumping right into it. It's late. Just trying to do a quick little breakdown. Get straight to the point. Trying to see where we can improve. Okay. So if we look here, I'm seeing everything that I wanted to see. Stochastic RSI look good. This was at 7:15. We came down. Didn't max out that blue line. We went back up. So by the time market opened, we were kind of golden for wanting to take sells. And I know that's counter trend, because if you look, it was really a trend day, like a bullish uptrend all day. Even now, still, it's going up. I mean, it's a crazy run up. I do think eventually we go down, but not gonna lie, these last 2 days I learned, boy, fighting that trend sometimes. Not to say you can't take sales, because I did end up taking a sell here and caught most of this move here. I think I got out like right here, but we took some L's along the way. Because again, I was jumping into these opportunities here thinking that these were sell opportunities. But I think I had to look at the bigger picture. I think I kind of ignored the fact that we were on a uptrend and how strong this uptrend has been. So even though my setup presented itself, right? Like I said here, maxed it out. If you look to your left, actually, dang, hold on. Okay, actually, if you look, we kind of did max it out there. See, I didn't see that. See, I think before when I was trading during the day, because we kind of did max it out here. Let me zoom in a little. Bang. Look back. Yeah. We did max it out. So I missed that. Okay, and then we came here. But now we want to see us max out that top, which we eventually did off of this drop. Alright? Off of this drop, you could have caught some buys up in here. This was at like, what time? This stochastic RSI was oversold around 12:40, so lunchtime. So we're talking 1 o'clock-ish. Should have had some entries there. Okay. So I missed that in the beginning there, 9:30. See, for some reason I saw this, but for some reason, dang, I completely missed this. Because we came down, right? But this was already maxed out. So this all should have been avoided. all. I could have saved myself. How did I miss that? Like, how? Let me zoom in. Yeah, I completely missed that. Is there like a zoom in tool? Oh, there is a zoom in tool. Oh, how does it zoom out? Okay. Okay. So I missed that. Um, I missed that. Those of you who are lost, I trade the stochastic RSI. I like to trade the swing points on the stochastic RSI. So to me, this is a swing. I'm just making up words right now, but I'll call this a swing point where that blue line that I've personally drawn, this blue line here, I like to see us max that out. And if you look to your left, if we're coming down, if we're looking for cells, we want to see to your immediate left, you want to see that we kind of didn't touch. Like this one here, I would want this to be here. Where you see this blue line didn't touch that blue line, I wouldn't want to see that here. But when I was trading earlier today, for some reason, I thought we maxed out, which we did, and I thought when I looked to the left, I thought I saw a putty cat. No, I'm just playing. I thought I saw. I just had to do that. Sorry. I thought I saw that we didn't max this out, but we did. So all this headache, because I actually blew my funded account today. My eval account, 50K eval account, I blew it. Ended up having to reset because I just got chopped up in this mess right here. Just kept trying to short, and it just wasn't going for it. Finally, I caught this short, but at this point, the account was already blown right here. So in this mess here, finally I drew a trend line to see. I'm like, all right, something's got to give, because I was confused as to why we weren't breaking, even thinking that we still had this to to close on, but we didn't, right? So this whole scenario here should have been avoided. So this is why you got to review your trades, because I would have been thinking that was the case this whole time, that we were maxed out on the overbought, and we had unfinished business on the overselling, right? But now that I'm reviewing my trade, that's not the case. We could have avoided all of this, right? And the only real viable trade, honestly, was here at lunchtime. You can see we maxed that out. You look immediately to your left. What do you see? Unfinished business. And look what it did. It closed that business. And this yellow line I have drawn, I just drew that because I noticed that we had resistance. We kind of ranged in the overnight session. You can see that there was some ranging kind of going on there. We'll touch this line, go back up, come back here, go back up. You know what I mean? Like swept the lows here, and guess what? Went back up. This was all like Asia session in London, and then when we got to New York, boom, we had the breakout. Gave you a pullback, which we should have been in on the 5-minute. Look perfect, right? To ride up to these highs again. All right, it makes me feel a little bit better to see that. Okay, just just a little error. I don't know how I missed that, but I'm happy I reviewed this trade, because I would have been thinking something completely different this whole time. But okay. Okay. Alright. So let's review that entry for the longs, because I actually did catch a trade in here as well. I caught it kind of late, and then I was kind of slacking off a little bit, so I missed the entry. But I'll show you the candle that I got in on. And I know I can show you my executions on here, but I feel like I can just talk through it, because I remember my entries. So let's go back to the 5 minute just to mark. So we'll go back to the 5 minute, and we can see here, right? So we maxed it out right there. We started to kind of max out on the stochastic RSI, on the oversold. We look to our left, boom, we got unfinished business. This swing high didn't close in on that blue line. So this was the only really good trade of the day. Like, this was an A+ setup. Momentum, right? Momentum is an uptrend. You've been uptrending for the this whole week, basically. I think even last week, right? So you go to the 3 minute. Now we start looking for entries. We look for entries on, since we're bullish now, right? Right, our stochastic RSI on the 5 minute is over sold, so we want to be looking for buys, and on top of that, we're on an uptrend, right? So when we go to the 3 minute, I want to see one of two things: either a new swing low formed, whichever comes first, a swing low, or the max out of the stochastic RSI on the 3 minute. So if we look, what came first was the max out, right? You can see we maxed out at 12:45. But guess what? You don't trade lunch hour. So that already eliminates this entry right here. Right? So we're waiting for anything after 1 o'clock. Boom, 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 1 o'clock. So actually my entry wasn't bad, because I think I entered right on this candle. I had my stop loss here. I entered on this candle here. And I sold right up in there. It was like right here, somewhere in here. So it's actually not a bad entry, because even this swing low was 12:54, right? It was 12:54. So the pivot down to that blue line, it did happen first. So technically, let's say you got in here thinking that because you would have opened here, it would have flashed down here. If you kind of jumped the gun, you would have took an L right here. If you got in here, it would have stopped you out on that next candle, because your stop loss probably would have been here. So it just kind of depends. It kind of depends on how quick things were moving. But entry was here. So yeah, sometimes, this is why being in the live market is always a lot better, because hindsight is always 2020, right? Hindsight is always gonna be 2020. But when you're actually live in the market, things are happening quick, so, but either way, clean trade, right? Not bad at all. So okay, let me look at that 5 minute again. I'm gonna look at that pivot point that I missed. I don't know how I missed that. That's crazy. Yeah, you for surely touched it. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So, not bad. It's a pretty good recap for me. Because I was thoroughly confused as to why it just was going against me. But that's why. That is why. It was still. It was looking for. It was looking for. Should have been looking for a dip buying opportunity. But. Okay. See, 9:30. Just want to look one more time. 9:30. Boom. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Pivot point. Look to your left immediately. Are we maxed out? Yes, we are. So you need to wait. That thing's set up again. Guess what it does? Wait till it maxes out again. Boom. It maxed out. Look to your left. Unfinished business. Boom. Closes on that business. Okay. You can literally see it happening here too. I don't trade this hour, but look, 5 minute maxed out. On the RSI, 5 minute. Look to your left. Look, all this unfinished business up here. No, all these swing points never got up in this joint right here. Boom. You go to the 3 minute. You look for either swing low or stochastic RSI oversold, whichever comes first. What came first was the swing low. You enter in on that swing low, stop loss here, right below it. So you get in on this candle, put your stop loss here, ride this up. Clean trade. But I don't trade this time because I'm not familiar with the movement at this time. So, okay. Good little recap. If you do happen to stumble on this channel, welcome. And as we get more followers and more people tuning in or whatever, I'll go in more detail about what I got going on here. But for now, most of this information is just for me. I get to review it. Helps me review my trades, so I can finally make it out of an eval account. All right, cool.